Mr. Chairman, I really appreciate this hearing. This is a fascinating time to be a member of this committee and this subcommittee. I remember when I first chose this committee and see now how it's changed and believe it's got to change even further, because our mission is no longer about cars and trucks and roads and bridges. I mean, of course, there was a time when we had surface transportation bills passed, and when they passed, the amount of money we put into roads and bridges automatically went up. That's gone. While we're fixing that, we must not take our eyes off of these fast-moving technological advances, which under our feet and right before our eyes are changing the way people move, the way they get from one destination to the other. We see in technology, transportation technology, innovations that can solve some of our worst problems. Those of you, I mean, every member sees those problems just getting to the House through the streets of the District of Columbia. We see that the new technology may not only help us solve these excruciating congestion problems, but can help us save lives and innovate for safety. For example, the cars that drive themselves, the electric cars, make us nervous when we hear about a car without a driver until we learn that those cars are far safer than the cars that we ourselves drive. Now, there's been a safety mishap here and there, but compare that to the mishaps that occur every day on the streets of the United States. The whole notion of being able to have a choice as to the form of transportation. And we already see those choices coming before us. Will it be an Uber or a Lyft? Will it be a subway? Will I take my car? Not too long ago, most people didn't have but one choice when it came from getting from one place to another. At the same time, and I must, I think, call attention to the two screens that we have to have before us. Because while we're looking to the future, as I'm grateful that this hearing does, we have immediate problems in the near term, and those problems really do have to do with old-fashioned 20th century surface transportation problems that need to be addressed. We have a funding crisis, and we've not yet found any way to increase funding for old-fashioned transportation needs. Witness how we got the FAST Act passed. We got it passed because we simply said that we declared a 6-year bill was a 5-year bill. And therefore, there was more money because it was over 5 years. We can't keep doing that. So we've got to work on both kinds of transportation, the new transportation that's coming at us, like it or not, and the old-fashioned transportation that we still haven't caught up on us, with us. We're looking for the most cost-effective and efficient transportation solutions, and we're looking for commercially viable solutions, because that's the way to make these new innovations available to the public. I do want to indicate that while I am excited about these innovations for the way they will affect big cities like the ones I represent, these changes are critical for rural areas as well. I want to commend Mr. Castillo for your testimony which reminds us, it's Ms. Castillo, of the investment necessary in rural America and how they are consistent with the kinds of innovations that I've just indicated. We need to consider that suburban and rural areas benefit from the same options that I've been describing. So I will be particularly mindful of and attentive to your testimony as we prepare for a new surface transportation bill, while thinking on the other side of the brain about how to bring transportation innovation into the 21st century. Thank you again, Mr. Chairman.